Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another week, another episode of Tough Love Tuesdays with Danny, where I come here and give you some amazing tough love from my heart to yours in 10 minutes or less. Tough Love Tuesdays in 10 minutes or less. That's a mouthful. That's a mouthful. I think I did pretty good. So I'm here again, and I'm so excited. If you've been following along, I'm posting these videos here in our Simply Balanced Health group, and please invite your sisters and daughters and friends to join us here in this amazing community. I'm also sharing these videos over on YouTube as well. So I have a playlist on YouTube where you can check them out if you ever miss any or need somewhere to find them. But let's dive in. Okay, I've only got 10 minutes. So I really want to share, I'm so excited to share this next little piece of tough love with you as we're heading into the holiday season. And this is one of the things that I've seen in almost every one of my clients. And it's something that is a hard pill to swallow, which is why I'm coming to you and bringing this topic to you on Tough Love Tuesday. So, are you ready for it? Are you ready? You don't want to be seen. And actually, you're terrified of being seen. And this simple fact is keeping you from really living your fullest and best life and from being healthy in your body, in your mind, everywhere. You don't want to be seen. This is one of the saddest things that I see happening as an epidemic in our world, in really learning and growing up in a society where we're taught to put veils and layers over our true selves. And we're afraid to be ourselves. We're afraid to be seen. We're afraid to be judged. And at our core, there's this terrifying fear of somebody actually seeing deep into our soul and actually seeing our true essence and who we are. Most of us walk around with this fake smile on, this fake shield. And I'm really wanting you to, I'm wanting to ruffle some feathers here and really wanting you to acknowledge if this is what you're doing. I remember the first time I kind of experienced this and what was going on in the world outside of my own experience was with one of my clients, Diana. And she shared this story publicly many times. So I know that she'd be okay with me sharing it here. And Diana, if you're watching, thank you for showing this to me. But we had an exercise in one of our first coaching sessions where I asked her to close her eyes. And I asked her to start visualizing, her future self and some things that we were working on. And with me on the other side of Zoom, she literally could not close her eyes. Physically, she could not do it. And fast forward, months later, she's all in it, letting the emotions flow. But what we really identified in that was this mask. And I'm not talking about all the masks that people are wearing these days. I'm talking about this invisible mask that we put on our face, over ourselves, over our energetic fields, that keeps us safe. Because if somebody sees our true nature, if somebody sees all of the pieces that we don't like about ourselves, then they're not going to like us anymore. Then we're not going to be accepted. We make up this story on a subconscious level that literally keeps us back from living our best lives and being happy. So I'm willing to bet we're 99% of the world right now. And if you watching this is I'm coming to you with some serious tough love right now, that you're probably doing this in some way or another in your life. I'm still working on taking down these masks and these veils for myself. Okay, full disclosure. And it's something that has been so powerful in my life as I really step into my power and understanding who I am at my core and being vulnerable. We need a vulnerability revolution now more than ever. And I hope that I'm able to be a leader in this space and inspire in that way, in showing up as my authentic self. Being silly, being loud, being crazy, being all that Danny is. And I want you to give yourself permission to do that as well. But really, for now, start looking in and looking in to understand if this is showing up for you. This fear of letting someone else see your true pain, your struggles. And I'm willing to also bet there's a part of you that doesn't want to see it yourself. One of the biggest things that I see my clients going through is this inability to sit with themselves and look inward. And I think we've been taught our whole lives to look outward, outside of ourselves, and to put these invisible veils over our soul, over our hearts, over all these parts of us that we just kind of shove in the basement and ignore. And when we start doing the deeper work and healing our relationship with food and with ourselves, we start to uncover some of these painful truths or these past traumas, and it can be really uncomfortable. And this is why so many of us want to avoid it. And if you're resisting meditating or sitting in stillness with yourself, then this is probably going on for you too. And really not wanting to see what's underneath, what's actually inside your soul, inside that you've been pushing down probably since childhood, that is really at the root of these unhealthy behaviors and patterns that are showing up in every area of your life. And until we actually take the lid off Pandora's box and we begin to look under there and be open to being vulnerable and being seen, we will never change. We'll never, unless we do that, we'll never really uncover what it feels like to be free in our bodies and our minds and have our healthy relationship with food and everybody else in our life. So, a great way to test this for yourself, and I've done this and it feels really strange and very uncomfortable, is to practice eye gazing. I will never forget the first time that I actually participated in a workshop eye gazing with a stranger. We had to stare into each other's eyes for a full minute. And almost everybody in the room immediately started crying because it had been the first time in our lives that we'd ever actually felt seen at our soul level. Actually taking that time, staring into a stranger's eyes, as silly as it seems, is one of the most powerful exercises in helping you take down your walls and feel connected to another human being. So, here's to eye gazing more, okay? And really acknowledging for yourself if this truth of having these walls up and not and having this fear of being seen is what is it preventing you from doing? Right? I guarantee it's preventing you from really deeply connecting with others. It's preventing you from fully learning to love yourself. It's preventing you from really living the life of your dreams and being happy and being free in your body. It prevents you from really putting yourself out there, doing the things that you know that you're meant to do or you're destined to do, but you're not. So one of the things that I see come up so much with my clients is, and I've had a lot of conversations like this lately, especially with the registration open for the Sugar Freedom Collective, is almost this resistance to join a community or to join a group of people even in your hometown, right? If you're resistant to socialize or get out or be part of a support community that deep down in your soul you know is what you need and you know is what going to support you, but you're not doing it because you're afraid to be seen. You're afraid that your pain and your struggles and your issues or work in progress that you're dealing with, you're afraid that it's just you, that there's something wrong with you, that you're broken and that no one else is going to get it. And as soon as you start sharing it with the world, you're going to fall apart. It's incredible the stories that we tell ourselves when the truth is the opposite. When we surround ourselves in community, when we be authentic, when we be ourselves, when we really be vulnerable with others, we get to really deeply understand that we are not alone. And when we're not feeling alone and when we are deeply connected and someone else with a common struggle or a common, goal, that is how we change. That is how we get the support that we need to take those steps and climb out of that, that feeling in that hole. So my call and my hope for you right here today in this moment this week is to begin uncovering this for yourself. Begin being more vulnerable, being more authentic and willing to be seen. Start with a friend, start with eye gazing, start with joining your community, do what you need to do to really start uncovering that. So that's what I have in store for you for this Tough Love Tuesday. Now, before I end this video, I want to share something really exciting. So for those of you on my email list, you got an email from me this morning. Registration for the Sugar Freedom Collective ended on Sunday, but what I've actually decided to do, because yesterday I got a lot of emails from women who kind of missed the cutoff on Sunday and they were in this panic mode. And obviously I don't want to leave anybody behind. So what I've done is today only until 8 p.m. tonight and 7 hours from now, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, I've opened doors one final hurrah, one final time for the Sugar Freedom Collective. So this is that community where you can practice being seen. And I'm so excited with some of the women who have joined because I know that this is a real struggle for some of the new members that we have. And they're really going to practice, being seen and being vulnerable and putting themselves out there in a safe space. That is vital. when this is a new practice for you, to be in a container where you know you're not going to be judged, you know you're safe, you know you're not alone, and let the Sugar Freedom Collective be that for you. I love the community that we've created is so safe and supportive in this regard. And if this is something that you're ready to start practicing and obviously doing all the deeper work and getting the guidance that you need to really shift your relationship with food and your relationship with yourself at a deeper level, then this is your last chance. All right. So the doors are open just till tonight at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And I will see you all again next week for another Tough Love Tuesday. I've got a real good one for you next week. So see you there.